Hey everybody, welcome to the Florence Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. My name is Sally Wands and it's my pleasure to be with you this morning. So, we have a couple of folks in the audience helping us record this special service for you. I've got Ray over here, he's our sound guy. I've got Jim behind the camera, and Catherine will be up shortly to do some joys and concerns and help with the chalice lighting. And later, I will introduce you to Reverend Donna Smith, who will give us her message titled, Wisdom of the Heart. Very special. So Ray, will you please get ready and let's play Spirit of Life. That's hymn number 123 for those of you who have a hymn at home. Let's sing Spirit of Life, shall we? Yes. Let's do it. I love this song.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
So that version was recorded by Jeff Lovejoy a couple of months ago, and it's still appropriate today. Thank you, Jeff. So a couple of announcements. So today, September 20th at 5 p.m., we have a Zoom gathering for everybody who's interested in joining us. We didn't have a picnic last week because of the inclement weather and people getting a little bit nervous about all the smoke, so we decided to cancel. Although there were about 3 or 4 hardy people who showed up.
There were 3 of us.
There were 3 of you that showed up, yes, we appreciate that. But today at 5 we'll do a Zoom gathering, and it's that chance to check in and check up on others. The Zoom link is in your e-blast. And final reminder, Mark Levy is starting a program called The Healing Power of Humor. It's a Zoom class to address the needs for humor as a survival skill. Yes, gotta have that humor. So contact Mark at marklevymusic.com. Classes start October 6th. As well, I know we've got some good response from a few of you, but we still need a few more volunteers to help Don Gardner with the free lunch program at the United Methodist Church. He needs volunteers on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10:45 to 12:15. It's an hour and a half. You stand there and you hand out a meal voucher to Subway to those who need to fill their hunger. If you're interested and you can spare a Tuesday or a Thursday, call Don. His new phone number is 541-556-1219. Please don't text. He doesn't have text. He only has phone service. So you got to call him the old-fashioned way, okay? And you can leave a message. Next Sunday, the 27th, I don't know what she's going to talk about, but we have Linda Coulter-Burge. Our own Linda is going to be providing a special message to us. So if you want to join us in person for the recording on Friday the 25th, we'll be meeting here at FOOF on the 25th at 12:45. We can probably take 3 or 4 people in the audience, and it'll be fun to see you. October 4th will be the blessing of the animals, our animals, my 3 cats, those precious kitties. Except for Cooper, he's something else. Anyway, he needs blessing. We'll be recording that on October 2nd at 11 a.m. and seating is limited. And I think she's going to be doing an actual live blessing.
Yes.
On Sunday the 4th?
Yes, a drive-by blessing.
A drive-by blessing on the 4th. And will that be at noon, do you think?
Well, I don't know. You'll have to ask her.
Yeah.
Okay.
So pack up your cats, 3 crates, 3 cats, drive by and get a real live blessing on October 4th. We'll get the time to you soon, okay? Are there any other announcements from the peanut gallery here? No? If not, I want to remind you that we have a new minister. Her name is Reverend Elizabeth Mount, and she will be with us, we hope, October 17th and 18th. We're trying to plan a meet and greet here at FOOF, either in the backyard or somewhere convenient, as well as she's going to be meeting individually with certain committees that we have. Details are going to come to you. Just mark it in your calendar with a pencil, meet and greet with Reverend Elizabeth, October 17th, and maybe the 18th. I think that's it for announcements. At this time, I invite Catherine to come forward. I'll ask her to light the flame of our chalice as you light your own candle at home. So these words come from Eric Heller Wagner. Blessed is the fire that burns deep in the soul. It is the flame of the human spirit, touched into being by the mystery of life. It is the fire of reason, the fire of compassion, the fire of community, the fire of justice, the fire of faith. It is the fire of loving, burning deep in the human heart, the divine glow in every life. So, Catherine, I think you have some joys and concerns to share. I will drop shells. Okay, good.
Good morning, everyone. I am here to share joys and concerns, and you know we do this to feel connected still. I don't know about you, but I am really missing hugging. You know, and all of us here. But this is just what is now. And know that hearing my voice, and anyone that's listening to this, you know, we're thinking of each other just by showing up and listening to this. We're thinking of each other and wanting that connection again. I have a couple of things. First of all, the most fun thing, the joy of my week, was seeing Hamilton on a big screen, the movie of the play at our local theater, and that was organized by Judy Plummery, and it was fantastic. I know you can probably live stream it or stream it on Disney Channel, but I didn't do that. I wanted to see it, wait and see it on the big screen. Well worth it. Just something normal. Going to the movies was just such a joy.
Hallelujah.
And I go to the movies twice a week in normal times. So thank you, Judy. Thank you, Ray. That was really worth it. Two members of our community continued thoughts and prayers to Bruce Yelly as he continues his quest of death with dignity. I heard him give a speech on Thursday night about his new testimony about that. And because he is, you know, decidedly closer than when he was just bringing these bills to Congress a year ago or 2 years ago. It was so incredibly heartfelt. He's living his legacy right now. And we love you, Bruce. And I do miss your hugs, for sure.
He had a great article in the paper recently, too.
Oh, he
He
did?
did a letter to the editor. It was
Okay.
absolutely fabulous.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So a shell for him?
Well, I'm going to do a shell for Hamilton.
Okay, great.
And this one's for you, Bruce.
And one more, Rayma Davis. She's also a newer member of our community, but many of you know her for a long time. She's been attending. And she is preparing for a kidney transplant, but I saw her yesterday. And, you know, she's very organized and very strong, and there are some days that things just don't seem to come together. As you can well imagine, it's a huge thing. So our minds and hearts are with you, Rayma, and our thoughts go out with you, to you.
Yeah, a pretty shell here.
Yeah, for
What do you call
Rayma.
those?
I don't
Hear
know.
from in the sea. We're thinking about you, Rayma.
Again, anytime you want to send anything to me, to be said out loud here at the taping, I welcome it all. no matter what. Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine. That's lovely. So at this time, I'm going to ask Ray if he would begin our musical selection, another piece that's performed by Jeff Lovejoy. It's hymn number 52. It's titled "In Sweet Fields of Autumn." And I think the words are in your e-blast today. I thought it would be nice if you wanted to follow along with the words. I like this song. It kind of reminds me of autumn. You know, we had some rain on Friday, and it just kind of, autumn is in the air. Like birch trees went from green to yellow and gone in less than 2 weeks. So autumn is in the air, and this is for that particular time of year. I thought it would be appropriate. So Ray, if you would, and Jim, maybe we can focus on the geese and people don't have to look at me while they're listening to the music. Thank you. Such beautiful music as this at this time of year, as kids return to school in person or virtually. Many still do not have adequate food to sustain them over a long weekend. And that's where Food Backpacks for Kids comes into the scene. I ask you to share your hard-earned money with this organization, as well as with FOOF, so we can both continue our missions. You can mail your contributions to P.O. Box 2502 in Florence, 97439, or you can click on the donate button on our website, www.florenceUUF.com.
Hand it.
Or you can hand it to me at the recording. Thank you. You can designate how much you want to go to FOOF and how much you would like to go to Food Backpacks for Kids. So as we move forward with our offertory here at FOOF and in your home, maybe you can repeat after me this lovely blessing. Divine love through me.
Divine love through me.
Blesses and multiplies all that I am.
Blesses and multiplies all that I am.
All that I give.
All that I give.
And all that I receive.
And all that I receive.
I am prosperous now.
I
Blessed
am
be.
prosperous now.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Blessed be. Today's message comes to us from Reverend Donna Smith of the Umpqua UU Church in Roseburg. Now, some of you may know that church because that's where Reverend Annie Holmes came from, and she was our minister before Reverend Ruth was. The title of today's talk is Wisdom of the Heart. As a prelude to her talk, I share with you these opening words from The Intelligent Heart by David and Bruce MacArthur. The fundamental law of transformation the law that allows us to bring transformation out of the world of spiritual rhetoric and into our lives. The law that brings heaven to earth is the law of love. It sounds a little fluffy, not quite realistic, perhaps hokey and Pollyanna-ish. The truth is, it is tapping into the pure power that creates and sustains the universe, and there is nothing fluffy about it. There is tenderness, care, and a gentleness that is a deep part of the experience of this law. However, it is the gentleness of infinite power expressing care as the parent for its child, not the softness of weakness. Please enjoy Reverend Donna's message.
Good morning, Florence Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. It's an honor to be with you here today for the first time. And I'm looking forward to joining you at 5 p.m. for happy hour. That way I will get to meet many of you. This morning I want to talk with you about the wisdom of the heart, because it is the wisdom of the heart that will help us move through the chaos of our time and find our way to new paradigms of life and higher consciousness. There is a difference between knowledge and wisdom, and it is this. Knowledge is knowing what to say. Wisdom is knowing whether or not to say it. We have for some time now relied upon our brain for learning, knowledge, and wisdom, and have pretty much ignored the heart. The belief that the brain is the control center for the human body, our emotions, and our memories has been so universally accepted that it's been taken for granted, almost without question, for a very long time. Our brains usually react to the past experiences and teachings based on survival of the fittest teachings and our desire to know. We want to know what everything is, how it works, and what it can do for us. We want to figure out what it is, put it in a box, and label it so that we have a sense of control over it. In this process, our brains are greatly influenced by our egos. This process of relying only on our brains does not really serve us too well, because we still have wars, poverty, homeless people, mental illnesses, physical illnesses, and now COVID and political polarization, racist violence, and our brains are having difficulty in dealing with these world issues. We have not yet resolved the problems of the world. We've done a great disservice to our brains, expecting our brain to figure it all out and make everything right. This is impossible for the brain to do because you cannot solve a problem on the level that it is created. Famous words of you-know-who, Mr. Einstein. The brain needs help. It is limited in what it can know and understand because it looks only to the outside and what is happening in the world. It doesn't have the full story. And I think the brain gets confused sometimes, so just consider this. People order double cheeseburgers, large fries, and a Diet Coke. Banks leave both doors open and then chain the pins to the counters. We buy hot dogs in packages of 10 and buns in packages of 8. Why is the man who invests all of your money called a broker? Why is the time of day with the slowest traffic called rush hour? Why are they called apartments when they are all stuck together? And if con is the opposite of pro, is Congress the opposite of progress? Many of our ancient sages, avatars, and spiritual teachers knew this about our brains. Socrates said, "The only thing I know is that I know nothing." Krishnamurti said, "To know is ignorance. Not to know is the beginning of wisdom." Seneca the Younger, "He who seeks wisdom is a wise man. He who thinks he has found it is mad." Plato, "Wise men speak because they have something to say. Fools because they have to say something." What this means is, when we think we know something, we have just closed our minds to the unlimited possibilities of what that something truly is. For our knowledge comes from our experiences, our learning from the outer world. Wisdom comes from living and looking within for guidance from a much higher source. The brain cannot do all this by itself. Ergo, the heart. Here are some interesting findings from the research done by the Institute of Heart Math about our hearts. The heart has a brain of its own. 40,000 sensory neurons, the same specialized cells that are found in the brain. These neurons can be electrically stimulated in a way that allows them to share information with other cells in the body. So the heart is talking with other parts of our bodies. In fact, the heart balances the other functions of our bodies to keep harmony. The heart has an electromagnetic field that extends out in a torus pattern up to 12 feet from the body. It is 60 times larger than the electromagnetic field of the brain. The heart is 5,000 times more powerful than the brain. Not only this, the heart is an amazing pump that pumps an average of 101,000 times a day, circulates 2,000 gallons of blood through 60,000 miles of arteries, capillaries, veins, and other blood vessels. As amazing and as important as all that is, it pales in comparison to the additional functions of the heart that have only recently been discovered. Ancient traditions have always held that the heart, rather than the brain, is a center of deep wisdom, emotion, and memory, and a conduit of intuition and healing, as well as serving as a portal to the other realms of existence. The heart is mentioned 830 times in the Bible. The word heart appears in 59 of the Bible's 66 books. Proverbs, it says, "Counsel in the heart of a man is like deep water, but a man of understanding will draw it out." And the Native American Omaha people say, "Ask questions from your heart, and you will be answered from your heart." The Lotus Sutra of the Buddhist tradition teaches of the hidden treasures of the heart. It is described as being as vast as the universe itself, which dispels any feelings of powerlessness. So somehow we have moved away from looking at our heart for wisdom. And about 300 years ago, we started looking toward the brain as for our wisdom. But now we're coming back to the heart. We are learning. The research that the Institute of Heart Math is doing is bringing to light the role that the heart plays in a number of physical and metaphysical functions, all of which are found in the heart, and they include the heart-based wisdom known as heart intelligence, the intentional state of deep intuition, and the intentional precognitive abilities, plus the mechanism of intentional self-healing, which we really need today. Also in the heart is the awakening of super learning abilities. You know that time when you know something and you haven't had any information about it or training, and you say, "How do I know that?" That's that. The heart rhythm is the key to creating resilience. Resilience is very important if we are to move through today's challenges in the easiest way possible. And there's so very much more that I just don't have time to share with you today. But the heart's little brain has been found to function in two distinct yet related ways. Independently of the cranial brain, to think, learn, remember, and even sense our inner and outer worlds on its own. Or our heart can function in harmony with the cranial brain to give us the benefit of a single potent neural network shared by the two separate organs. Now, the brain can go through circular reasoning, trying to find answers, a lot of what ifs, and oh boy, have I been there and done that so much in my life. However, the research has shown that the heart knows immediately because heart intelligence bypasses the filters of the brain's thoughts related to past experiences, self-esteem, and so forth, and it makes its decisions regarding our safety and well-being instantaneously. The heart knows you. From the book, Human by Design, by Greg Braden. The heart has no knowledge of rules of social conduct or the legalities established by local and federal legislators. It doesn't know about the rightness or wrongness of culture, society, politics, and political correctness. The single eye of the heart knows only what's true for you in a given moment in time. It offers you a point of reference when there's no one to ask or turn to when you're faced with a difficult choice in your life. In doing so, the wisdom of your heart offers you an unfiltered, uncensored, unbiased report of your immediate situation. Now I want to share with you how to access your greatest power, the wisdom of your heart. Coherence is defined as an energetic harmony that is established as an electrical signal between two organs in the body. Just as we can turn on the television and tune into a movie in our homes on the day and the time that we desire, we can also create coherence between our brains and hearts and trigger the deepest possible state of intuition when we choose to do so. Referencing The Intelligent Heart, a book by David and Bruce MacArthur, and I quote, "The heart-brain coherence is very important, and when we establish that, the actual change that takes place is not a decrease of head knowledge, but rather a new role for head knowledge. It becomes a facilitator for the heart wisdom. The head's role shifts from being the commander-in-chief of the system to being an effective general under the heart's leadership. That is the function for which the intellect was designed, to interpret the heart's intelligence into a linear form. The intellect is brought to fulfillment as wisdom is sought in the heart." I'm going to repeat that. The intellect is brought to fulfillment as wisdom is sought in the heart. So I want to give you one more quote from Human by Design. "Embracing the benefits of our heart wisdom can immediately catapult us beyond traditional boundaries when it comes to the way we live, our capacity to solve problems, and even our capacity for love. It's these capabilities as well that give us the resilience to embrace big change in our lives and to do so in a healthy way." And this is very important for us now in our world, because we are going through some very big changes. And these changes are catapulting us out of our old normal to a richer, new way of living. Your heart's wisdom is only true for you. We do not know what is for the highest and best for any other person, not even our children. Your heart's wisdom is always with you. It is constant, and you can trust it. What that means is that the wisdom of your heart is where you find the answers to your deepest and most mysterious questions of life that no one else can answer for you. And it already exists within you. The link is already established. It's like a big red hotline right here in your chest to the deepest truths of your life. So how do we access the wisdom of the heart? It's really quite easy. The Institute of Heart Math has created ways in which to do this. There are 5 steps, simple steps. The first one is to create a heart focus. So you move your awareness to your heart. And it may help to put your index finger or your hand on the heart area, because this sends a signal to your heart that a change has taken place, that you are no longer aware of the world around you, and that you are now becoming aware of the world within you. Step 2, slow your breathing. And this sends another signal to your body that you are safe and that you are in a place that supports this process. Number 3 is feel a rejuvenating feeling. So this is where, to the best of your ability, you feel a genuine sense of caring, appreciation, gratitude, or compassion for anything or anyone or any situation. Now the key here is that your feeling be sincere and heartfelt. The quality of this feeling fine-tunes and optimizes the coherence between your heart and your brain. So you experiment what works best for you here. And once you have successfully completed step 3, that connection between the heart and the brain, that coherence has been established. And it is at this point the heart and brain are in communication with the neural network that connects them. With this coherence, we can access deeper states of awareness, including deep intuition, and receive the guidance of our heart's intelligence. Step 4, ask your heart a question. Keep it brief and to the point. The heart does not need a preface or history. It already knows everything about you. So ask your question silently as a single concise sentence, and then allow your heart to respond in a way that works for you. Your intuition opens up, and you begin a dialogue. And the last step is listen for the answer. And in this step, become aware of what your body is feeling, what you're sensing. You know, are you feeling warmth, tingling, or ringing in the ears? Are any emotions arising? This step is an exercise in awareness. And everyone learns and experiences uniquely. There is just no correct way or incorrect way of receiving your heart's wisdom. The key here is just to know what is best for you. Mine comes usually in a huge feeling in my heart and chest. If it is a no, that feeling is very foreboding and heavy. If it is a yes, it is a feeling of great joy and excitement. So each time you access your heart's wisdom, you're actually strengthening and reinforcing the neural connections that make your heart-brain connection possible. Research shows that once people are in their heart, the ability to embrace life issues in a compassionate way becomes second nature. So this heart-brain coherence is what will enable us to solve the problems we are facing in our lives and in the world, and begin to really make huge steps toward peace, respect, caring for others, and inspiring and working with others. So I want to close with a quote from The Way of Mastery. Feeling is the doorway to love and freedom. Only through feeling do you awaken. So where do we feel? Through the heart. And it is only at the level of genuine feeling that you can once again know the presence of the one heart who dwells within you, around you, and through you. We desperately need the wisdom of our hearts to move us through today's chaos. Now, the chaos is necessary in order to release the old paradigms that are no longer working for us anymore, and necessary to create the new paradigms that enhance and support life. And when we access the wisdom of our hearts, our consciousness will naturally rise. The world is a reflection of our collective consciousness. The only way to change the world is through a change in our collective consciousness, from the lower levels to the higher levels, that we find through the intelligence and the wisdom of our hearts. So, dear ones, beautiful spiritual warriors, I encourage you to remember who you are, why you are here, and be that now. We are the ones the world has been waiting for. We are the ones to access our heart's wisdom and help raise the collective consciousness. It is our everyday choices from the wisdom of the heart that will collapse the darkness and reveal the light that is already here. So I want to take just a few moments and ask you to join me in meditation. So please close your eyes and just let your chair or sofa support your body and breathe gently. In the computer world, we often use access codes, a specific number or phrase, to be able to use a part of the computer system. If you know the access code, you can get the information that is there. If you do not, you can't get to it. The access code to higher intelligence is love. The law of love is our key to bring that transformative power into our lives. Love is the access code for each individual and for humanity. Humankind has thousands of years and many great teachers who can help us transform our world to one based on sincere love and intelligence. The processing time to accomplish that transformation is running out. It is time to do it. Only through love can that happen. The key to love is the human heart. The heart is where the spiritual intelligence of the higher dimensions enters the human system. So please take a moment now to focus on your heart. You may want to place your finger or your hand on your heart area. Take some deep breaths and envision a ray of celestial light entering the top of your head. It moves down from your head to your toes, bringing feelings of peace, balance, and love to your entire body. Now think of someone or something or a situation that brings deep feelings of love, gratitude, and appreciation. You will know you are there if you find yourself smiling, or your body's tingling, or you just feel so good. So let's rest in that place in the silence for just a few moments as you allow these beautiful feelings to caress and embrace your whole beingness. As you gently bring your focus back into the room, I want you to know that you have just been in that beautiful place of heart-brain coherence. This is where you access your highest wisdom, your highest power. That feeling of love is your access code. This is where we find the answers that will help bring our world back to wholeness. Go there often and be amazed at how your life changes and how your perception of the world changes. So I thank you for being with me this morning, and I look forward to happy hour so I can see your smiling faces. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, Donna. Really appreciate your bringing this message to us today. And we look forward to seeing you and being with you on our Zoom happy hour at 5 o'clock today. So everybody, join in and let's support the ministers who are supporting us during this time of this pandemic when we can't be together in person, okay? Come be with us at 5 o'clock and meet Reverend Donna. It'll be fabulous. She has also sent us her closing words. The coherence of the heart and brain brings us fully into connection with the divine wisdom. It opens up our awareness to the possibilities for creating and healing from a place that is pure and not under the influence of the ego. It is from this pure wisdom that we will bring peace and love and grace back into our daily lives and help Mother Earth and all her beings not only survive, but thrive. Blessed be. I invite you at home, and Catherine, if you will, we will extinguish the flame of our chalice as I share the following from Robin Gray. The flame in our chalice is extinguished, but not our hope for the future, our courage in the face of crisis, or the love we share in all the world. Blessed be. So we've come to a conclusion of another fabulous Sunday service, and we're going to conclude today with singing the peace song. And this also is the piece that Jeff Lovejoy has recorded for us, so we can use it over and over and over again until we are together in person. And I invite Catherine to come back up. We're going to sing our peace song, right?